Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shema Shai by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto that speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathens that look like the heathens. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I'm going to talk about false prophets. All right. And Farrakhan is indeed a false prophet. He's a hireling. And he's got a lot of our people fooled to think that he's really for them, and he's paid off. All right. And it's sad how many people follow and believe in him. Now, he does speak a lot of truth. I will give him that. But so as many other people. And the problem is they speak partial truths, because they don't, you can't tell the people that they're the Israelites, they're the Lord's chosen people, but then have them calling on the name of Allah. All right. That's just not right. And then you can't take biblical prophecies from the prophets of the Bible and then profess them as if they were yours. All right. And when he's going to boldly do this, and someone who ignorantly and proudly posted this video of him from 1993. Well, I got news for you. The Bible, the prophets in the Bible prophesied these prophecies thousands of years ago, and this just happens to be the time when a lot of them are coming to pass. But in that spirit of Jeremiah, this is Jeremiah 14:14. That's 144 in every direction you look at it. But Jeremiah 14:14, and it says, "Then Yahweh said unto me, the prophets that prophesy lies in my name, I sent them not. Neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you in a vision and in a divination, and a thing of naught and deceit of the heart." All right. You got to remember, there's also a prophecy, specifically pointing out Martin Luther Queen, as we call him. When he says, "I have dreamed," those prophesied that prophesy falsely in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me see. I know that's in Jeremiah, I think 23. Yep, Jeremiah 23:25. "I have heard what the prophets said. They prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed." All right. So let me let you listen to what he boldly says, and I'm going to read the prophecies that were in the Bible all along, which the Israelites from One West were bringing out long before anyone from the Nation of Islam, which there is no Nation of Islam. You have to remember, actual Muslims don't acknowledge this man. He don't even have hair on his face. All right, they don't even have a beard. The Muslims actually wear their beard because of their Hebrew customs. Because Ishmael, they're Hebrews too. They aren't the Hebrew Israelites, but they're also of Abraham. They're Hebrews as well. All right, remember they're 8 Shemitic races. That's not one Semitic race, but there is 8 Shemitic races. All right, and the Arabs, or so-called, which is basically Arab means mongrel. That's a mixture of Elam and Ishmael, and both Elam and Ishmael are also from that Shemitic line. So they're Hebrews as well. But let's play this clip real quick.
Biggest mistake you made, Mississippi, you killed the son of a Muslim. In the state of Mississippi, where they have been killing our brothers and sisters in the jail, saying that they hung themselves, and the government backs up their wicked lies. I'm asking God, in the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to bring his wrath down on Mississippi. I'm asking God, I want you to know that my words are not going to be empty. As fast as as I speak them, God is going to answer. Death
And then they showed you, hold on.
and destruction is coming to Mississippi.
But that death and destruction killed and destroyed, you know, so-called black people and Muslims as well. So what are you really talking about? All right. This is the true prophecy. All right. And the prophecy is matter of fact, let's go to 2nd Ezra first. Because the Lord is visiting this world, man. 2nd Ezra 9. And I'm going to read verses 1 through 5. And it reads, "And he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before." And what did he tell thee before? With the prophets. And you have to measure the time and when the time of these things were to actually happen and when it applied here on earth. And now is the time. And it says, "Then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." All right. And that highest, his name is Yahweh, not Jehovah, as we're going to chastise and correct the next false prophet that I'm going to bring in the same video short series. All right. And it says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world." So this is a worldwide thing. Earthquakes, famines, floods, riots, deaths, murders, wars. All right. "Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High began to spake the things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." And there are no prophecies in the Quran. This is why, you know, Farrakhan can't teach a sermon without using biblical scripture. Because the Bible, Muhammad is not the last prophet. Muhammad wasn't a prophet at all. Muhammad was an Ishmaelite. The Bible, all the prophets in the Bible were Israelites. All right. Muhammad's people carted our people off into slavery. Yet you have Farrakhan and large groups of our people following that religion. The Moors, the greatest race traders the world has ever known. All right. Well, some of them, because I would actually say the greatest race traders is Amalek, you know, the Jewish people and what they did to the other whites, because there's a war between Christians and you know, so-called Anglo-Saxon Christians and Jewry. All right. You know, you have the side of Judeo-Christian movement, and then you have white nationalist Christianity, which is really, you know, and they're at war with one another. But nevertheless, I'm going to get off track. Let me continue. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Isaiah, the 29th chapter. Or I'll go to 28 first. And Isaiah 28:2, and it says, "Behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with hand." All right. It didn't say it would cast down to Mississippi, to the earth. And Mississippi is the only place. Look what just happened to Florida. All right. Isaiah 29:6. "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and earthquake and with great noise and with storm and tempest and flame of devouring fire." Right. So all this destruction was prophesied way before Farrakhan, stepped on the scene, before he came on the earth, way before him. And like I said, Muhammad was an Ishmaelite, and the Ishmaelites, were race traders. They were selling many other Israelites into slavery, even here in Americas, because the Moors actually helped set up the 13 colonies. And many of the Moors were siding with Esau, Edom, before they got overthrown, because they weren't smart enough to never, do anything with thy enemy. All right. So people like, what was that movie, 13 Years a Slave with Solomon? Many people like him, they started off as freemen. Because why? Because they were already landowners and things of that nature here in America. And some of them actually did own slaves of their own people. All right. So, just like Amalek was a race trader to the rest of the Edomites, the rest of so-called white people, got them divided. The Moors you know, pretty much did the same thing. All right. And you had Gadites, you know, that's a trait in all nations, actually, when you really start to think about it. But let's go to the next video. All right. Let's go to the next video. Here we go. Let me pause it. This is called Isaiah 12:2, Rude Shorts. You know, if you can see the name, the name of God is redacted. And that's something else that, you know, Farrakhan kept screaming, and he'd ask God in the name of Elijah Muhammad. Where's the scripture to substantiate that? That's just complete and total madness. All right. The Bible is and the God of the Bible is Yahweh, not Jehovah, as he's going to say. All right. As he's going to tell that lie, because you have to think about, look, Eliezer ben Yehudi in the late 1800s, all right, changed the Hebrew, and he added Latin vowel points. He added the E, the long E, the A sound, the V, the O, and the U. All right. He added those vowel points. Okay. And those were not a part, you know, because there's only 22 characters in the Hebrew alphabet, in the ancient Hebrew. As a matter of fact, I have right here in my Apocrypha, I've had these images, these pictures for years. This is a picture of the Dead Sea Scroll in Psalms 119. And if you notice, you see the Assyrian script right here. But right where it says the Lord's name, now I don't want to focus. Damn devil. Come on, man. Trying to get it to focus. There it is. You see where the arrow is pointing to Yahweh. All right. So proper nouns never change. That's the ancient Hebrew. He's going to use the Assyrian script Hebrew, and then he's going to use the newly additions provided by the very people that he's coming against. All right. This guy here, this Christian, is coming against the Judaism, but he's using their version of their newly created, corrupted version of Hebrew. All right. I don't want to focus. There we go. So let's let his this man, you know, let's let this false prophet, yet another one, speak his lie.
Only 1,600 years, the name of our Creator was wrongfully hidden by Pharisaic Judaism.
That's true.
Scribes deliberately omitted the third vowel, which rendered it impossible to pronounce.
That's true. But look, notice he's using the Assyrian script with all those dots and stuff. All those are add points. This is evidence. He's not showing you ancient Hebrew. He's showing you Hebrew from the very people that changed it. All right. All these dots. This wasn't a part of Hebrew. This is what Eliezer ben Yehudi did in the 1800s. All right. And once again, biblical Hebrew. Here's from the Moabite stone when the Israelites were captured by you can find this in Nehemiah, the 13th chapter, like 1-3, by the Moabite king. But here it is. And it says Israel right there on that stone. All right. Yasharala. That's the Yah, that's the Shah, that's the Ra, Allah. Yasharala, Israel. It says it right there. That's the actual Hebrew. You notice that's not what's on the screen. It's often, you know, I know we have to learn it, and I'm probably one of the worst. It's almost like I'm in rebellion, and you know, and I'm trying to, because rebellion is like the sin of witchcraft. But I despise these liars so much, because they hide behind this newly created lie as a defense. And, you know, and they use it as a front, as if they're the people. And you know that they're so educated, and this is all, you know, a fabrication. That's not the truth. It's not the actual Hebrew. All right, that's the Assyrian script, and then and on top of that, it's not the original script, and then they're using all these dots and newly created vowel points, which changed the whole language. So let's let him continue.
By the spring of 2017, more than 50 ancient Hebrew texts of the Bible and the writings of 16 rabbinic sages have been discovered in covert Jewish archives that preserved and documented all three vowels of the name. We now know for a fact his name is Yehovah. Yehovah.
And that's Yah, How, Wah. All right? The Yah, the Ha, the Wah, and then the Ha. Again, and then you drop the last say, Yahweh. All right? Yahweh. All right? These two are connected. There's a connector there. When two at the end of a word. Not V. There's no V in Hebrew. There's no O in Hebrew. So he's telling the truth and telling a lie at the same time. All right? Let's go to 3 scriptures. One of my favorites, and I said it keeps coming out almost every lesson. Here it is. This is here it goes again. This is Deuteronomy 33 and 29, and it says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places." All right. Now let's go to Micah 2, 1 and 2, and it reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity." So this is devising iniquity by giving the wrong name.
Yehovah.
Let me see if they're gonna freeze it there and show
The name of the Almighty. Yehovah.
All right, that is a lie. It's Yahweh. There is no E, there is no O, and there is no V in Hebrew. All right? Because if you're calling on this name on the day of the Lord, when the destruction come, you're going to end up ripped to pieces bloody right along with him. All right? This is Micah 2 and 1. "Warn to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." So not only did they take our lands and our names, they took our heritage. Okay? They took our complete heritage away from us. Let's go to Lamentation 5 and 2. And it reads, "Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens." All right. So they stole, they with their crafty counsel, Psalms 83, all right, 1 through 6. All these nations came together with Amalek and Esau at the head of it, and they stole our heritage, bringing Jeremiah 17 and 4 into fruition. They came to pass. And let's read that one and then we'll be done. This is Jeremiah 17 and 4, and it reads, and this was a prophecy, all right, prophesied to an Israelite, not an Ishmaelite, Mr. Farrakhan, all right. It says Jeremiah 17 and 4, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever," which really meant a long time. Seems like it has been forever, but the water Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we're coming to the end of that. We're at the end of that. All right. So with that, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders. Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah.